An A for Mrs. B. I was sitting next to Missy in my ninth grade world history class, when Mrs. Bartlett announced a new project. In groups, we were to create a newspaper around the culture we were studying. On a piece of paper, we wrote the names of 3 friends we wanted in our group. After collecting all the requests, Mrs. B informed us that she would take into consideration the names we chose and would let us know the results the next day. I had no doubt I would get the group of my choice. There were only a handful of sociably decent people in the class, and Missy was one of them. I knew we had chosen each other. The next day, I anxiously awaited the class. After the bell rang, Missy and I stopped talking as Mrs. B called for our attention. She started to call out names. When she reached group 3, Missy's name was called. So, I'm in group 3, I thought. The second, third, and fourth members of the group were called. My name was not included. There had to be some mistake. Then I heard it. The last group, Mauro, Juliet, Rachel, Karina. I could feel the tears well in my eyes. How could I face being in that group? The boy who barely spoke English, the one girl who was always covered by skirts that went down to her ankles, and the other girl who wore weird clothes. Oh, how badly I wanted to be with my friends. I fought back tears as I walked up to Mrs. B. She looked at me and knew what I was there for. I was determined to convince her I should be in the good group. Why? I started. She gently placed a hand on my shoulder. I know what you want, Karina, she said, but your group needs you. I need you to help them get a passing grade on this assignment. Only you can help them. I was stunned. I was humbled. I was amazed. She had seen something in me I hadn't seen. Will you help them? She asked. I stood straighter. Yes, I replied. I couldn't believe it came out of my mouth, but it did. I had committed. As I bravely walked to where the others in my group sat, I could hear the laughter from my friends. I sat down and we started. Different newspaper columns were assigned according to interests. We did research. Halfway through the week, I felt myself enjoying the company of these 3 misfits. There was no need for pretending. I grew sincerely interested in learning something about them. Mauro, I found out, was struggling with the English language and his lack of friends. Juliet was also alone, because people didn't understand that she was only allowed to wear long skirts or dresses because of her religion. Rachel, who had requested to do the fashion column, wanted to be a fashion designer. She had a whole barrel of unique ideas. What a walk in another person's shoes did for me. They weren't misfits, just people that no one cared enough about to try to understand except Mrs. B. Her insight, vision, and thoughtfulness brought out the potential in 4 of her students. I don't recall what the newspaper's headline was or even the culture we wrote about, but I did learn something that week. I was given the chance to see other people in a new light. I was given the opportunity to see in myself a potential that inspired my actions in later years. I learned that who we are is more important than what we are or seem to be. After that semester ended, I always received a friendly hello from my group. And I always was genuinely happy to see them. Mrs. B gave us an A on that assignment. We should have handed it right back, for she was the one who truly deserved it.